My guest today is an actress and a model. I love watching her on screen, and you will too. She is extremely talented and versatile. She can play anything from sinister to sassy to the girl next door and everything in between. Her ability to switch accents is amazing. She can go from posh British right over to deep South American and then on to Australian beach bum. It's fab. Before we meet her, let's have a look at some of her recent work.
I need you to go. I need to not see you anymore.
She left the club at 1, didn't she?
What's wrong with leaving the club at 1?
There's nothing wrong with leaving the club at 1. You just shouldn't get to come to kick-ons if you leave the club at 1.
Oh, is that a rule, is it?
It should be. We left at 5, didn't we?
So what?
So you've earned the right to come to kick-ons if you leave at 5. Come any earlier than 5, you shouldn't get to come to kick-ons.
Says who?
Says me.
The searching never stops. The lies that a prisoner within him tear him apart still.
You know, I really wouldn't be surprised if she went mad one day.
How can you say that?
It wouldn't be so strange.
I was really horny in that moment.
Yeah, it's horny.
But the thing is, I'm the kind of girl that runs the show.
Mr. Lickstrand, I have my camera with me. Would you like to go and take some pictures?
I feel like you say that about everyone.
Hello, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ellen Brooke Williams. Thanks for coming to talk to us today.
Thank you.
Now, let's get right down to it. I know you were born in Australia. Tell us a bit more about that.
I was born in a place called Manly, which is like one of the 2 places that anybody from around the world knows of in Sydney, I've found. Yeah, and very, very beautiful coastline. Like Australia is obviously renowned for its beaches and stuff, and the area is called the Northern Beaches, where I come from, and just such an amazing place to grow up. Really.
When did you leave?
Only last year. Well, I moved away from the beach further into the city of Sydney about 6 or 7 years ago. Went to uni and things like that out of Sydney. But I moved from Australia last year, pretty much almost to the day last year. Yeah.
So you moved to pursue your dream.
Yeah, I'd always wanted to move to the UK to pursue acting. I pursued acting for long enough in Sydney, and it's the work is smaller in Sydney, and it was time to grow a bit more. And I'd sat on it long enough, so I was like, just get over there, move there. You're never going to do it if you don't do it, so do it.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That was a big step. How did you feel about leaving?
I felt... It's funny because nobody can ever truly be ready for something. If they're waiting till they're ready, they'll never do whatever it is. I believe. Anyway, I believe you're never ready for any decision you make or any move that you make or any choice that you make. But I did feel more comfortable about it. I moved over with someone that I met and my best friend, so I wasn't doing it alone. Which I had been planning on doing years ago. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm old enough. I was gonna say I'm a bit more savvier with age. I'm like, I'm not. But you know, I had that support network to move with me, and yeah, it was kind of far less daunting. And I'd lived everything that I'd wanted to the max, to the full, and got everything I wanted out of Sydney. And it was time to sort of change my life, basically. I was ready to leave my entire life behind. I'll always want to go back, but yeah, all my friends, my family, my entire everything, my world, I was sort of like, okay, you can do it now. Yeah.
Wow, what a great story. So, where did you move to?
Well, I moved to Bristol.
Oh.
Yeah, so the idea was to move to London, but my boyfriend and I had visited Bristol a few years prior for his best friend's wedding, and that's where they currently live. And so the way he said it was like, well, it could be like a buffer year. We could move to Bristol and just do a year there before going to London. And of course, his base mates are right there. And I don't regret the decision because Bristol is fantastic. I love Bristol. If there was anywhere to move in England, I think that was, I mean, not that I know of many other places since I haven't lived anywhere else, but it was a very good decision.
So you eventually moved to London. Did you find the travelling difficult then, backwards and forwards?
Yeah, well, that was the thing, because I was like, yes, of course we can move to Bristol, but if I'm lucky enough to be getting any work or even auditions, you're paying for the bus tickets because the trains are extortionate.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, yeah, we got a car as well. I'm like, you're paying for petrol, and I have to go there. Yeah, this is your decision. So yeah, and I have found the going back and forth to London a lot. So and as I said, Bristol's great, and there's some work dotted around in the greater Bristol area as well, but it's not like London.
No.
It's constant in London, and it's one thing to get on the tube to go to an audition, sort of in the outer London. It's another to get on a bus and sit on that for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then find out where you got to go in London. Yeah.
Now I know that there will be some budding actors and actresses watching this. So tell them how you got the role of Hilda in the film Elida, The Lady from the Sea.
Yeah.
Let's start with the audition.
So the audition was on the Saturday, and the thing is, I went into the audition, I thought I blew it. Not like blew it, I didn't forget any lines or anything like that, but just for me it was quite lackluster, a really lackluster audition. I think I'd been a bit out of practice with that kind of audition, and that size, that scope, that many people. Screen test is so easy, you just do it, off you go, send it off. Like, I'd gotten quite lazy with the audition process. So I was like, okay. So I feel like I was a bit rusty, a bit out of practice. I felt the nerves were getting the better of me. So I was more focused on remembering the lines and all of that sort of thing. And yeah, so I kind of went out of there just being like, well, blew that. Oh well. Kind of learn from that. You learn from that experience now. You need to really put in, like, you're in a much bigger country with a far higher caliber of actors and a far greater number as well. Like, the industry is just, as a casting director told me recently, the industry is saturated with actors. So it's like, better luck next time. Be better. So for 24 hours, I was sitting there being like, I haven't got it. I'm not going to get it. He's going to be like, oh, sorry. Yeah. And then, sort of the next day around the same time, he emails me through being like, yeah, we'd like to officially offer you the role of Hilda. I was like, that's the one I auditioned for. And I was very happy. Yeah, very happy. Went out for a few drinks that night. Had a good time.
Why did you want to play that particular character, Hilda?
Okay, to be brutally honest, initially she seemed the only role suitable for me to audition for. I'm not exactly like 19 years old myself, but she was the youngest sister. I wasn't going to be trying to audition for the mother yet, and the elder sister as well. As dark as this might sound, like Hilda, her character analysis, however brief, kind of was definitely more me. Like, Hilda is more me, which I don't know if that's kind of concerning, considering the kind of character she is. But whereas Billette was again, older sister, and quite pure. I think the way she's written in the original play and in this in this modern adaptation as well, she's very pure, good person. She doesn't have any visible flaws like selfishness or deviousness in Hilda's case. So yeah, I think Hilda struck me as more interesting to play, and someone I would have more success potentially playing.
Ah, that's a really good answer.
Thank you.
So what inspired you about the film as a whole, kind of thing? You like about it?
Well, I mean, the word in the title, see, I'm an actor, so I was aware of Ibsen and his work and stuff, but I actually was not particularly aware of this particular play. And when I looked into it, it's one of his only sort of, not upbeat, well, it is pretty upbeat because it has been noted that The Lady from the Sea is actually his only play where the ending is satisfying, in the sense that most people get what they want, you know, and there is happiness at the end, which is not particularly evident in most of Ibsen's other work. But and also, yeah, from the sea, because I was born like on the ocean, basically. I've lived by the coast all my life, and so I have a particular affinity with it. I love the ocean. I can never live far from the ocean. And then, of course, when I delved further into the plot, I was like, oh, yeah, it's like, I see where she's coming from, kind of thing. So I think I connected with, that's another thing as well. I think with all other Ibsen plays I've ever read, I didn't connect with any of those characters in any, not, you know, obviously there were traits and storylines and things that, yeah, I can empathize with and things like that. But none of Ibsen's characters ever, you know, really got me or, you know, I related to as such. Whereas with Elida, just that kind of that yearning for the ocean and that it was calling her, and that was a sort of a drawing point for me. And also to, you know, even though it does sound like I just slammed Ibsen, I don't mean that, but it's an Ibsen work. So that was quite a draw card as well to, you know, and I didn't think, oh, it was going to be modern adaptation. So it's quite, it's you know, it's the classic actor sitting here saying it's quite special to be able to be part of a classical work, I suppose, in a way. Yeah.
So you had to travel to Ibsen's home country, Norway, to film this. What did you like about Norway?
There's water everywhere. I love that. I always love the way fishing villages look as well. They always look so clean and beautiful, and this place is so clean and lush and beautiful. And Leon said, you know, oh, just be warned, you know, it's going to be glamping, you know, we're going to be in cabins. And I get here and I'm like, this place is nicer than any house I've ever lived in. This isn't a cabin. This is a mansion. The decor's amazing. Yeah, Norwegians, they know how to interior design. Yeah, it's all very beautiful and peaceful.
You're back here in London now, and I understand you're working on another project with Leon Mitchell.
Yeah. Called
Exopia Skies. I understand it's top secret, but Cinelight have let me have a little teaser. So let's have a quick look now.
Hello, Lyric. Are you hearing me?
Time forces us to move forwards, leaving our existence here on Earth limited to nothing more than a flash of light in a deep, cosmic ocean of billions of galaxies. But everything I thought I knew about the universe is about to change. I received a signal. I saw my face on another planet. But it wasn't me. It was someone else.
Ooh, so that's all very mysterious. I'm intrigued. So how did you get this particular part?
So
tell me what.
I don't want to get into trouble, but so Leon messaged me.
Stop. I don't want to get into trouble myself, actually. Still Light Studios would shoot me if we gave any more information away about this secret project. I think this is a really, really good place to stop.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much
for
talking to us today.
Thank you very much.
And we'll